pretty old game. Came out in the 90s, if I'm not mistaken. So, Tactics Ogre. This game came out in the 90s and got remade in 2020. For console, like PS4, maybe PS3, PS4, something like that. Has been remastered again. So as you can see, it's Tactics Ogre Reborn. Yeah, so I've already started one campaign on this, but for sake I'm gonna start a new one, and here in just a second, and opening is gonna play, and we'll watch this.
The Valerian Isles, jewels of the Ibero Sea. Long a center of naval commerce, the people here have struggled throughout history for dominion over these shores. Finally, there rose a man to put an end to this conflict, Ogre. History would know him as the Dynast King. Ogre took the disparate races of men calling the islands home and united them as one. He encouraged marriage between clans, forging bonds to strengthen his newborn kingdom.
Sounds like a pretty cool
For fully
guy.
half a century, the Dynast King reigned, and Valeria knew prosperity. But the embers of discord smoldered. Upon the death of the king, Abuna Branton Morn incited the ruling Buckram to declare the independence of their royal city of Heim. Yet the schemings of the Abuna had only just begun. Backed by the Holy Lodician Empire to the north, Branton created the Buckram Valerian Kingdom, naming himself as regent. He would have seen his rule span the Isles were it not for Lancelot Tartaros, High Champion of the Dark Knights of Lodis. Lancelot warned against such reckless expansion, and reluctantly, Branton reined in his troops. This left two clans to vie for supremacy in the south, the Galgastani and the Wallister. 7 men in 10 were Galgastani, and on order of Hierophant Leandor Balbatos, the Galgastani declared blood war against the weaker Wallister in a move to claim the south as their own. Valeria watched as the wholesale slaughter of the Wallister race began. Duke Judah Ronway led the Wallister in resistance. They were far outmatched. In the span of half a year, they had been brought to their knees. Balbatos proclaimed the kingdom of Galgastan, and with it an official end to the blood war. But these things would bring no end to Wallister's suffering. A piecemeal resistance continued, yet with their duke in chains, efforts flagged. The remaining Wallister were confined to a small province allotted them by Balbatos and the Galgastani. There, the survivors resigned themselves to eke out such life as they could. Victory begets peace, and for once, the battlefields of Valeria stood silent.
Or so they thought.
Yet none believed the calm would last.
So, basically it looks like now we have 4 factions. So I just hit my watch. So we have 4 factions now. If we're going based on that picture, let me go ahead and get this new game started. So, first thing we start off with here is almost like a tarot card reading. But first, you have to set your birthday. Of course everybody's going to know my birthday now. First one we get is death. final reckoning. Who will prove false? My dearest friend, my beloved, or my king? I don't know. Let's make this interesting and go, my beloved. 7. The chariots. Means and ends. How do you define victory? Vanquishing my foes, ending the conflict, preserving my allies. I feel like thinking about this logically, vanquishing my foes doesn't really end anything. It just causes more strife because their allies will just rise against you and fight again. Preserving my allies? Well, if you preserve your allies without defeating anything or resolving the problem, then nothing happens. So, I don't know. I guess ending the conflict. I mean, logically, that's the only way I could. And then 6, the lovers. Look to the man in the mirror. What do you seek in a lover? Wisdom and ability, wealth and power, youth and beauty. Honestly, wisdom and ability. Who doesn't want a wise partner and somebody who's able to do things and take care of themselves? It's called being mature. Your reckless plan has ended in disaster. What has it cost you? Friends and beloved, position and honor, family and fortune. Let's go. Dang, family and fortune. Let's go with that. I think this is the last one. 8, strength. No heart is free of shadow. My bad. All men hold darkness in their hearts. What lurks in yours? Vengeance for family, vengeance for friends, or vengeance for country? We're gonna go with that old nationalism. Whose blessing do you seek? Good question. So the first one is going to start us out with is Hanella, Goddess of Air. There's 6 of them you can choose from. Basically, like in the game, these are the attributes, and obviously, like, you know, you have water means fire, fire means ice, guess air beats earth. I can't really remember, but it'll go back over this here. For now, we just gotta pick. And honestly, Nestorot, Zashanelli. I'm gonna go lightning. Yeah, why not? Which path will you walk? Now rise. Ooh, this is Ogre Battle Saga Episode 7. Interesting. This is actually really interesting. because I don't think I actually paid attention to this opening sequence. Um, hmm. It's like a race against the clock. Dang, they're burning the whole time. Chapter 1. There is blood on my hands. How long till it is on my heart? Or something to that effect.
It's as we heard, Denham. Lancelot's returned.
So, the one thing that is new about this game, besides the updated UI, the updated sprites, and the HD graphics, is that this game is fully voiced. So, I will not be reading out anything. There's voice actors who can do that themselves in this game.
Then it's time. Right, sister?
Time to end this madness. We can't beat him, you know that.
And if you've
What are
ever
you saying,
played the
Joshua? You'd have us pass up a chance like this?
if you've ever played the old ones, then you kind of know how Square Enix is. We never really know how to pronounce a character's name, but I'm so glad that we have voice acting so we know how to pronounce character's name. Like, I would have never known to pronounce her name as Kashua, but now we do. Now I do.
It's foolishness to think the three of us might defeat the Dark Knights.
They're
Yeah,
the
what
ones
are
who have been
3
foolish,
kids
and
gonna
we
do?
stand to gain.
Gonna do?
Don't tell me you're scared. If you've lost your taste for blood, I'll do this myself. That's enough, Vice. Let's go.
So, we play as Denim, basically.
No, this won't end well. And what do we
And
gain
then
by taking their lives
Kashua
anyway?
and Vice are kind of here for the ride, in a sense of speaking.
Lancelot is captain of the Dark Knights, and they are the source of Barkram power. Kill Lancelot, and you remove one of the pillars supporting them. The Barkram will falter, if only for a moment. Yet that moment will be all the encouragement the Galgastani require. They want Valeria for their own.
The turmoil of the last war has only just settled. And you'd start another?
Are we Wallister so free of turmoil now, Kashua? We are less than vermin in their eyes. Insects to be crushed underfoot.
If war begins anew, we'll die just the same.
Shh, they're here. We'll flank them. Denim, go round behind. Right.
So, at this point, it's funny, okay, they tell you to go behind, but, well, you'll see in a second. You see, you try to press the analog sticks during the enemy's turn, it's not gonna happen. You can't adjust anything. So Once the battle begins, units with the lowest recovery time move first. The order in which units move is called the attack turn. You can issue commands such as move and act on units' attack turn. To issue a command, place the cursor on the active unit and press A. A list of available commands such as move and act will appear, of course. And this is what I was saying a second ago. You cannot issue commands to your units during the attack turn of enemies. You can interrupt, just press X. You can examine the units. Yeah. So, now on your turn, you get to move the camera as you would like. You can have a 2D or like a 2.5D. You can move the camera this way, and like I said, you can move it this way as well. So, and then if you just press B, you can move the camera around, but you really move the cursor with the D-pad. So if you press B, it'll take you off the active character, and you can go over. Well, later on you can, and you can view the info on characters. But it'll also show you up top, like what their class is. So like Canopus is a Barton, Mirrodin a White Knight. He's a White Knight. Paladin, Astromancer, Warrior, Beast, Warrior. But the main objective, and this is why I say it doesn't matter which way you you can I mean, you have some actions you can do. It's really not worth it, so just end turn, then the rest goes on from here.
Who goes there?
See,
Friends of the Resistance,
come from where you
and
were.
no friends of yours.
The Resistance.
I expected a warmer welcome than this. They're children.
Wait,
Duh,
do you even know who we
we're
are?
from a poor country.
You're Lancelot, and that makes you my enemy.
Lancelot is my name, true. How is it that you know me?
How could I forget you? The Dark Knights laid torch to this town only a winter past.
The Dark Knights? But we come from the kingdom of New Zenobia to the east.
So, in the beginning, that's what you're seeing, is the Dark Knights coming to the town and just completely destroying it.
And Lancelot of the Dark Knights has but one eye. You have two.
One eye, you
Great
say?
observation there, Casual.
Would that he lacked my name as well. His reputation, it seems, does me no favors.
No marauding knights us, but mercenaries come looking for work.
I am Lancelot Hamilton, a holy knight of Zenobia.
And I am Canopus, the one they name Windcaller. Our aged companion here is...
The Starseer, Warren Oman, at your service.
Voice acting is actually pretty good.
Mirrodin Warhorn, a knight of Zenobia, as it please you.
Now,
Gildus is my name. There now, no need to be frightened.
I don't think all the character voices necessarily match the profile picture or character picture or whatever you want to call it.
I don't...
Especially
what to
for the
say.
older people.
Forgive us, good knights, but
That's just
perhaps
my
this
opinion.
meeting might
But
benefit us both.
otherwise, voice
We
acting is
have
pretty
need of
good.
strength such as yours.
Ah, tell us your tale then. We are strangers in this land, and I would hear more of it.
Vice is my name. It would seem that you are not our enemy.
I am the Sybil Karshua, and this is my brother,
So
Denon.
quick to befriend somebody. Nah. Don't trust somebody.
Do not be so quick to trust, sister.
Yeah, for
We know
real.
nothing of these men save their name.
You are mistrustful for one so young. Let's leave the children to play amongst themselves, Lancelot.
You see what I mean? Like, his voice actor just. And nothing against him. But, I don't know, the character looks pretty young, but the voice says, like, middle-aged, I guess.
We mean you no harm. Is the benefit of the doubt too much to ask?
Where are your manners, Denham? Apologize at once.
I'm not apologizing.
I swear on my
Bullshit.
blade, on my honor as a knight, I will be no enemy of yours.
Mm-mm.
You must forgive.
Oh, whoops.
Already forgotten, though you did give us quite the surprise. Now, do you think we might talk somewhere out of this wretched heat?
We have just the place. It's not much, but it's secret, and it's safe. As it is, we lack swords enough to face the Galgastani. The Bakram share our deficit, a deficit they've remedied by joining forces with Lodis.
So Lodis sent them the Dark Knights Loslorian.
Loslorian is an order under the direct command of High Priest Sardian, ruler of Lodis. They are said to be the greatest of the 16 orders and the High Priest's favorite besides. Yet he uses them not in open battle, but in shadows and secrecy. They are his ears and his dagger. They are as dark as their name.
And these Dark Knights, whatever you call them, are backing the Bakram, eh?
So, why are you come to our isles? Does Zenobia think to claim Valeria as her own? Do Lodis and Zenobia mean to bring their wars to our shores?
Maybe.
Enough, Vice.
Your question deserves an answer. We are Zenobian, after all.
So, what you'll quickly find is that Vice is pretty quick to speak and has his own reservations. And then Kashua is just wanting all of this to end. She's pretty much the pacifist you'd expect her to be.
Yet we do not serve as knights of Zenobia. We were banished,
At least
cast out.
that's how they're presented at the beginning of the game.
We're outlaws. No place waiting for us back home, eh?
We've come to find work, preferably of the well-paying variety.
I don't trust you, and I don't trust your story. This is our fight.
A little late to say you don't trust them.
Vice, please. Lord Knight, you must forgive our passion.
There is nothing to forgive. Tell me, what will you do now?
For one, we have to get Duke Ronway out of Almorica.
Duke Ronway. He is your leader.
Not just us. He leads all the Wallister. The Galgastani hold him captive in their castle. They plan to execute him, if the rumors are to be believed. And we mean to stop them.
What are 3 kids gonna do?
A duke? But if his purse matches his title, a little rescue work might be just the thing. How about it, Lancelot?
Look, I'm sorry for not trusting you. It's true that if we're to rescue the Duke, we're going to need help.
Then there's nothing to be gained jabbering on here, eh? To Almorica Castle.
Wait! The castle is well defended. A fight there would mean our deaths.
It's a
And
castle.
yours, Lord Knight. And I've seen enough of fighting. Enough of death.
What about you, Denham? Would you have our aid?
I mean, Why
Without your
not?
help, the Duke is as good as dead.
Ah, then it's settled. We will prepare at once.
Why do you not heed me, brother? I know how you must feel. But what of my feelings? I don't want to lose you.
That's understandable.
Our father is dead. A hard truth, but a truth all the same. In all the world, you are the only one bound to me by blood. I couldn't bear to let you die. Forgive me. I know my words will not sway you. Only promise me. Promise you'll never leave your sister.
What's keeping you? Everyone's ready.
I don't know if some promises are so easily kept.
You can't coddle him forever. He's no little boy anymore.
Do not speak to me of my brother. He does not share your lust for blood.
I have no love for war, but I'd sooner die on my feet than on my knees.
You would die on the backs of others.
You were the one who brought them in here, Kashua.
Because when I find a tool well suited for a job, I use it.
Basically, this is just brains versus brawn.
At least one of us has the sense to recognize an opportunity. You should thank me.
Is that how you see people? As tools? I'd have expected more of a Sybil.
I only want to see an end of death.
Isn't that everybody's dream? Basically, this is just going over how to move on the main map and what you can do here. So, you can zoom out, zoom in with the right stick, move around with the left stick. If you go to your party and press A, it brings up the party menu. You can select each individual one. Actually, yeah, and you can filter by different things, like, what is this? I can't remember what the art is. Number, level, this is what I usually sort by level, and HP. But you can go into each one. Let's see. It's actually pretty nice. Nice. It's the fastest one. 86. Yeah, so you can either select, so like if I selected equipment, it would take me here, or you can press B and just kind of select it yourself. See, I have, oh, I actually have 5, mentally, this actually heals you for 75 skills, spells. You gain these as you level up, so the more you use certain things, the higher the level. So you'll see they're all at like 0 right now, or they're at 1, I should say. As you level up, the number in the bottom right corner of the square gets higher, and these cost no magic points or mana points, as they call it in this game. So it's always free to use. No finishing moves yet, no spells yet. Besides the min leaf, no items yet. And very basic start off with the game, and that's with everybody. So, yeah. So you got finishing moves, inventory, skills, arcana, or also called your spells, consumables, everything. Yeah. So that's the party menu. Okay. So, and then you can go and you select these places. So, yeah, once you go into a place, you have to fight, and then you can't leave until you're done. And this is for strongholds. But you can, like here, save, see, before you go in. So if you want to just save or run in and load, because you know you just need to do something different, then by all means do it. You can do, I think that's about it. Yeah, you can do last minute party preparations. So let's just go ahead and get into it.
Hey, you're the rebels what been hiding out in Goliath. Here to save your duke, is it? There's 2,000 Goth on that one's head, boys. Half the purse to him what brings him down.
So, Goliath is a city that these three kids live in. And basically this is just going to be like the tutorial battle, telling you how to do everything and what everything is.
A narrow stream, scarce one pace across. Easily jump this. Watch. But look before, nah. You can only jump to ground of the same height or lower.
One of the winged, like me, moves with no heed of height or terrain.
It's important to remember.
Even so, rushing in alone without someone to watch your back is asking for an early grave.
Always keep a close watch on the action to see who will move next. Avoid unnecessary actions and keep speed on your side. The distance a unit moves and the actions it takes determine how long it must wait to move again. The order in which units act is called the attack turn. Keep a close eye on this. You can sort units by order of attack turn to quickly tell which unit will move next.
When a unit's turn comes round, you can command it to move, act, or use skills.
Yeah, we
Once
kind
more,
of
you can
already
issue
know
these
that.
commands in any order you see fit. Think on your choice as well.
And that's important to remember, because you can cast spells before you can move. Or you can move before you cast spells, so...
The command to move can be cancelled at any time. If you find a unit out of range for a planned attack, try moving it to a different location.
Units begin battle with no MP, that being the font of all magical power. Units accumulate MP gradually over time. Powerful magic requires greater amounts of MP, so think ahead before casting a spell.
Okay. So, he has a movement of. So his max movement. Well, this is 4. But I guess the best way to go is this right here. Thing. And you can also just adjust like which way your character faces at the end of their turn.
Divided into 4 broad categories: action, support, auto, and special.
Okay.
Units learn skills as they gain levels, according to their class. That just now was meditate, an auto skill.
Could also be a passive skill, same thing.
Auto skills will sometimes take effect before your turn comes around. Use this to your advantage. A conjurer of magics must do more than learn a spell to wield it in battle. You must assign each spell before you enter the fray.
Yeah, and as you saw earlier, you can only have 4 spells
Be sure
assigned,
that you don't
so
forget.
you have to be very careful
You'll need
about
a
which
class
ones
mark
you take.
in order to change a unit's class. Some class marks can be found for sale in shops, but not all are to be had so easily.
You don't really have to be worried about those too early on. That's probably
unit's
more of a
level
late
doesn't
game
change when
thing,
they
mid to
change
late
classes,
game thing.
so if one class isn't working out, a new line of work may be in order.
There's no reason to go making things harder on yourself than they already are.
To use common consumables, such as Mendleaf in battle, you'll have to prepare before you're on the field.
Right.
Up to 4 may be ready. Best choose them with your unit's needs in mind.
Take heed of the enemy's element before striking. There are 8 in all. Air, earth, lightning, water, fire, ice, light, and darkness.
Okay, so basically those are pretty much in order. Air beats earth, earth beats lightning, water beats fire, fire beats ice. And then I would assume that light and dark are counters to each other, so they're only affected by each other. The other 5, 6, yeah, the other 6 are pretty much normal. It's like a cycle. Then I guess ice would be air. I don't know. Something like that.
Each element has its strength. Air against earth and so on. It can be enough to give you the edge you need.
Right.
Each unit has a
I mean, if you've played
but so
basically
does
any
your
mobile
party.
game, then
Your
you already
party's
know
level
this
will
concept.
rise as you lead them to victory in the stages to come. And remember, a unit can't advance beyond the level of the party.
One whisper of Ronway's execution and out you come, bold as you please. A rat can smell a trap, but not all rebels, huh? High time we were rid of your lot.
Support skills are just that, skills that provide some passive benefit to the user. When I move, you'll notice yellow points of light near me on the ground. This is a support skill called Rampart Aura. Any foes entering the range of the aura will be unable to move further until their next turn. Some support skills hinder the enemy's movement, while others might grant enhanced strength. Consider well your class and lay of the battlefield when choosing which to use.
So we can move up to here. Lightning, water. Really don't have anything I can do. So another thing about this game, I guess I won't do it here, but you cannot attack open squares, and you cannot attack a person while selecting an open square. So what you'll notice later is that if you select an enemy, then sometimes with a ranged attack, if you select an enemy with a ranged attack, then the arrow might stop on whatever's in front of them. So that means like, well, it won't happen now, but if I was using a bow and I was trying to aim this right here, or if I was using a magic attack, and I was aiming it at this guy, it probably would hit Lancelot instead. So you have to be careful with that as well, right? You can damage your friendly units, but about the only thing you can really do at this point is like throw a rock. Honestly, just because of the movement that he has. But we'll just go ahead and turn here.
Trap, and we walk.
Trap or no, we fight or we die.
Fight or die.
I've never let a Galgastani get the better of me, and I don't mean to start today.
Focus, Vice. Our first duty is to
He's
save
a
the
brave
Duke.
one.
Don't lecture me on duty. Your only duty is to stay alive.
You should not speak to Denham so. He was only trying to help.
Yeah, Vice kinda has a mouth on him. I will say that. Yeah. Now, something to note is that some characters have a counter skill where they attack after being attacked. Some characters have parry where it just kind of is what it sounds like. They don't take any damage from an attack. And then some have block.
You're no Wallisters.
It's kind of the
I know
same
a man
thing as
from
parry.
Lotus when I see one.
Are you all right, Denham? You shouldn't let...
I'm fine, sister.
Oh, whoops.
Back to the battle.
Kind of sped through that. Maybe I... Okay, so we got an enemy here and an enemy here. Oh wait, enemy here and an enemy here. And then we have this. So what I could do is, see what I'm saying? Parry. Yeah. It's quite a bit of damage. Now we get to move. Get to do our little short sword boom, damage. Oh, dead.
Looks like our luck has turned.
Yes, sir.
The way inside is clear. Stay on guard.
So your whole party gets experience, not individual units. And the units in your party will never be above the level of the party level.
Leave the heavy lifting to us, Denim. Cover our flank. That's all we ask.
Okay. So we've completed the first one. I'll save the second one for next time. But I'll go ahead and save this. Yeah, it's a pretty fun game. The beginning just takes a long time because it's dialogue heavy. And it just explains a little bit about what's going on. But it's a fun game. And it definitely opens up to a lot more later. So I'll keep putting these videos up, and as we go and play this, we'll just see where the story takes us, I guess. Alright, peace.